as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Need more proof?
Ask your rheumatologist about Humira.
What's your body of proof?
Wow, look at this video and just listen to it too. A whirlwind caught on camera. This thing popped up on a lake in Washington. It sent rafts, picnic tables flying. Good news though, no animals or people were hurt. You saw that dog running down the end of that dock there. And look, that floaty just going up into the trees in the distance.
That could have been Oklahoma last night.
Absolutely. Yeah, a trampoline in your neighborhood did that overnight.
It's missing. Right, not from our yard, but a neighbor said they've got one somewhere.
Yeah, great video there. Home of the New York Mets, Citi Field, catching fire.
Look at the flames and there's smoke billowing. A display case of the ballpark caught fire, sending big plumes of smoke you see here into the sky. The stadium's sprinkler system took care of a lot of the blaze, but then the firefighters came in and they finished off the job there. But so glad it wasn't any more extensive. Look at that.
Yeah, and with sports, you always wonder, is that a suspicious fire or not? A new study says chewing gum while exercising could be good for you. So maybe we'll try this today.
There we go. Chewing gum and exercising at the same time could be problematic for some people, I suppose, depending on how coordinated you are. Researchers found that people expend extra energy if they chew gum while walking, especially older men. Chewing gum can help people lose weight, stimulate circulation, and help cope with stress, but I do believe a healthy diet has to go into that as well.
Yes, you can't just snack on whatever you want.
No. Overnight storms causing damage in many parts of Oklahoma.
Yeah, so what we're seeing as the sun comes up this morning, Shelby, what do you have?
Yeah, the storm's moving out of our area now, thankfully, but as we go throughout the day today, a lot of you dealing with allergies. Here's what we expect today: grass and mold in the high category, weeds in the medium category, heat and humidity the big story the next few days. The details coming up after the break.
Testing 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Mic check. Mic check. Testing. Who? Oh, Chaser. Okay. Yeah. Hey, Dave. They want to do a head bob.
Live, local, late breaking. This is KOCO 5 News at 6.
Good morning to you, and take a look at this. Sky 5 flying over the damage from last night's storms, and our KOCO's Russell Jones has been out all morning finding damage for us as well.
Yeah, he's getting ready to go live, and this is a look from our tower cam right here in Oklahoma City as well. So let's get straight out to Shelby. Shelby, these storms are rolling out, you say?
Yeah, absolutely. And we had the severe storms overnight here in central and in northern Oklahoma. Thankfully, the storm's moving out of our area now. And we do have Chase out on the damage in Guthrie. Do we want to go out to him now, or do you want me to go ahead and do weather first? Okay, we're going to go ahead and do weather first, then we'll get out to Chase. We have the rain and storms out in eastern Oklahoma now. So the storms have moved out of our area. We're dry here in Oklahoma City. As we do zoom in, we do still have some rain, some storms up in northern Oklahoma from Stillwater to Glencoe. Stillwater, the rain just about over with, but up towards Cleveland, and then a lot of lightning and thunder up around Hominy. All of that moving out to the east and out of our area this morning. Once this rain is over, it's done for several days. I know we've had quite a few overnights in a row here where we've been dealing with storms. This is it. We just get hot and humid the next couple of days. A flood advisory still in effect, though, from Luther to Sparks to Avery to Cushing. This is just until 7 o'clock this morning. This is just about over. We had some very heavy rain move through that area. If you do have a location in your neighborhood or on your morning drive that typically floods, expect that to be flooded this morning from that heavy rain. Now, looking at our temperatures, it's very easy to see where we had rain and where we didn't. We're in the 60s in central and northern Oklahoma, and then out around Ada and Seminole where we got rain, but we are in the 70s, even mid to upper 70s down across southern Oklahoma where we missed out on the rain. It's 77 in Lawton. Getting ready for a hot and humid day. No issues weather-wise out the door this morning. And then this afternoon, what we will see is all sunshine. Temperatures in the mid-90s, and feel like temperatures this afternoon going up into the 100s. Let's go out to Chase in Sky 5 now. Chase, we sent you up into the Guthrie area. We had severe storms move through that area late last night. What are you seeing this morning?
Yeah, that's right. We're in Guthrie right now, and that was a major storm that moved through last night. I'm sure it woke a lot of people up. We are looking for damage here in Guthrie. We have reports of down power lines. We know that Russell's covering a structure that got struck by lightning last night. It caught fire. We have not seen a lot of down power lines or crews out, so they probably got up early this morning and got all those fixed. We're going to pitch it down to Russell now on this house fire, this structure that got struck by lightning. Russell, what are you seeing down there?
Hey Chase, we were actually just left that house fire earlier this morning. They said that lightning hit that house fire, but we wanted to come over here to another house we heard about that's got a big, huge tree down in their front yard. Take a look at that. But I want to show you something about this tree. If you look over here, it almost tipped this huge garbage bin over because of these roots that were up under it. So that just shows you how strong those winds are. Now, I did speak to the homeowner. They said nobody was hurt. It didn't hit their house. That's the good news. They said they didn't even hear it. They just looked outside of the window and noticed this big, huge tree laying down. So we've been driving around all night in North Edmond, Guthrie. We've been seeing trees down. We've been seeing a lot of branches and leaves in the road. So we're going to continue to drive around and spot the damage. But so far, this is one of the bigger ones that we've seen. Reporting live from West Simmons and Coltrane, Russell Jones, KOCO 5 News. Maggie, Marky, back to you.
Russell, thank you for that report. And speaking of damage, not only here in the metro, but across the state, we had crews out covering the storms for you all night long as they tracked from the west to the east. You can see that lightning there. This was coming in from First Alert Storm Command and meteorologist Michael Armstrong. Now, thousands had their power knocked out last night. Many scenes just like this one behind me, that tree in the middle of the road. And at one point, it was up to nearly 6,000 OG&E customers without power. Right now, there are just under 3,000 customers in the dark, most in the Oklahoma City and Drumright areas. And of course, there are other electric companies besides OG&E, so it could be even more than that. We also caught a lot of lightning on our tower cam here in Oklahoma City. There were several spin-up tornadoes across the metro, so they didn't last too long. Multiple tornadoes had warnings as well.
you hear that? This video just into our newsroom from the storm overnight. Troy posted this on my Facebook page. Thank you, Troy. He says this was about 10 miles south of Arnett. He even says at one point the wind so strong picked up a big steel trash bin, threw it over 50 feet in the air.
And we are getting in a statement from the Cimarron Electric Cooperative. They say the lightning from the storm blew a huge number of their devices. They say each individual one of those devices needs to be reset. The company says that is hard to do because of the muddy roads, but the crews are out there working on it. And while those storms might be over right now, you'll want to be weather aware every day in severe weather season, especially with the heat ramping up. We want to make sure you know what it's like when you walk out the door. And download the KOCO mobile news app to get the latest weather alerts sent straight to your favorite mobile device.
New this morning, a former police officer is in jail today after officials say he led them on a high-speed chase Tuesday night. Police say that suspect threatened to use explosives if the officers got too close. Ardmore police say the man was making inappropriate gestures and comments toward people at Chickasaw Nation Health Clinic there. Police were called and the chase started, spans several counties before authorities arrested him. He is now facing several charges.
Happening today, the FAA and NTSB arriving in Oklahoma this morning to investigate a deadly plane crash. OHP says the single fixed-wing crop duster crashed near a home in El Reno. Initial reports are indicating that pilot was spraying a weed killer when he turned and hit a guide wire, which are really hard to see. That crash also sparked a fire after fuel spilled from the plane. Nobody else was hurt there, but thinking about that family, of course. New this morning, a Delta passenger is in a Tulsa jail today while investigators look into a disturbance that caused a flight to land there in Tulsa. The flight was going from Portland to Atlanta. Federal air marshals de-escalated the situation, and Delta issued a statement saying in part this: the flight landed without incident in Tulsa, and the customer was met by law enforcement. The FBI is now investigating. And this morning, an inmate still on the loose after escaping a jail in Muskogee Monday afternoon. It's his picture right behind me. Mark Riffey walked off the grounds while he was beyond the prison walls mowing grass. Riffey is convicted of kidnapping, rape, and child abuse, among other things as well. Authorities are warning that he is considered dangerous at this time.
Looking ahead, if you're planning for the weekend, there's a conference that you may want to know about. There's a cannabis conference happening that's intended to clear up any questions that you may have about medical marijuana and how it will impact our state. The conference is at the state fairgrounds. You'll be able to vote on whether or not to legalize medical marijuana on June 28th.
Let's talk Roseanne now. ABC is now working today to fill the time slot where the Roseanne reboot was set to air on Wednesdays. The company said they are still discussing what will replace that show. They said that decision could come by week's end. The maker of the sleep aid Ambien is also responding to one of Roseanne Barr's tweets following the cancellation of her show. Roseanne tried to explain herself after sending a racist tweet about Valerie Jarrett, who was an advisor to President Obama. She said, quote, "It was 2 in the morning and I was Ambien tweeting." Yesterday, the drug maker tweeted back saying this: racism is not a known side effect of any Sanofi medication.
Happening today, President Donald Trump is scheduled to meet with families of the victims of the Santa Fe High School shooting in Texas. 8 students and 2 teachers were killed in the mass shooting on May 18th. The White House says President Trump will offer his condolences and his support to those families. An emotional moment yesterday at the White House press briefing. Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders, she held back tears after a young White House visitor asked her about school shootings.
One thing that affects mine and other students' mental health is the worry about the fact that we or our friends could get shot at school. Specifically, can you tell me what the administration has done and will do to prevent these senseless tragedies?
I think that as a kid and certainly as a parent, there is nothing that could be more terrifying for a kid to go to school and not feel safe. So I'm sorry that you feel that way.
She gets choked up there, and to hear his questions as well. Sanders said President Trump is working with the School Safety Commission to discuss new ways to make students and their families feel safe.
Yeah, and what an eloquent young man too. Really impressive. Happening today, Game 1 of the NBA Finals tips off right here on KOCO 5. The Cleveland Cavs will take on the Golden State Warriors. This is the 4th straight year in a row that the two will be meeting for that title. Tip-off is at 8 o'clock tonight. And we want to get you out the door with your traffic. Again, Sky 5, the only helicopter flying at this hour, so let's get up to Chase Rutledge. Chase, what's it look like?
Hey, good morning, Maggie. Hey, it's good to have you back this morning. We're currently over Guthrie still. This is I-35 and State Highway 33. Traffic's moving nicely as Rob pans to the left. This going southbound on I-35. Everything's moving well. Our drive times this morning from Guthrie to Oklahoma City from this area is just 26 minutes. Moore to Oklahoma City, 10 minutes. And Yukon to downtown, just 16 minutes. If you've got any reports of damage here in the Guthrie area, please let us know either on the KOCO mobile app or on ULocal. Reporting live from Sky 5, this is Chase Rutledge. Marky, Maggie, back to you guys.
All right, Maverick, thank you very much. And let's show you this. We are tracking an accident near 122nd and Holland. You see that area in yellow. Things are starting to slow down just a little bit there, so keep that in mind. Shelby, over to you.
And the rain and storms have moved out of our area. No issues weather-wise this morning for your commute, but something we are going to be dealing with over the next several days, the mosquitoes. Humidity going to be very high, and mosquito activity expected to be at extreme levels as we go throughout today, tomorrow, and into the weekend. Your first alert forecast just a few minutes away.
Let's get back to these storms and this weather that we've been following. Storms drenched the metro along with several other parts of Oklahoma.
Yeah, you may have been woken up.
Yeah, I mean, probably we're woken up by the thunder that came with those storms.
Our Sky 5 flying over the air right now, you know, taking a look and surveying where we did see some damage. The shot right behind us. Chase, what are you seeing?
Well, currently what we have reports of is that the downed tree that Russell was on this morning and some down power lines near Coltrane and Simmons Road. Crews were out this morning and obviously got all of those fixed. We are continuing to fly around the Guthrie area looking for damage. That was a strong storm that moved through. It definitely woke me up. We're going to continue to try to find some damage for you. Again, if you have any damage in this area, please let us know. Reporting live from Sky 5, this is Chase Rutledge. Marky, Maggie, back to you.
Yeah, good point, Chase. When you let us know what you're seeing, it really helps us piece together that weather story. And now to this as we approach 6:45, a suspect facing some major charges this morning after police say he snapped inside an East Tulsa Army surplus store. Officers tell us that suspect shattered an officer's windshield. A witness says that same man threw chunks of asphalt at him. Police say the suspect also fought a Tulsa public school officer until police arrived on scene. They say they had to pepper spray that suspect. He was so irate.
We have a traffic alert for you for Enid residents today. The bridge on Leona Mitchell Boulevard closed Wednesday. It remains closed this morning. Officials say crews are going to be out there completing an inspection on the bridge structure. We're told the results of that inspection will decide when the bridge will reopen. Happening today, we'll learn a new destination you can visit from Will Rogers World Airport direct. Where is this? The suspense is kind of killing us.
I know, and there are so few of those here from OKC, so this will be nice. And Mayor David Holt will be there at 10 o'clock this morning to announce where that new nonstop service will begin from Oklahoma City, and just hoping it also comes with a decent price tag for that nonstop route.
Exactly.
Not always the case here.
I bet folks that have family in different parts of the country are hoping it could be their destination. That would make things easy.
Fingers crossed. We'll let you know as soon as it comes down. You may have seen this trending on KOCO 5. An Oklahoma man catching a 6-foot-long alligator gar over the weekend, almost as tall as those men are. That's according to the Oklahoma game wardens. We're told it weighed a whopping 91 pounds. And Shelby, you were telling us this is a huge deal. This is a big catch.
Can you just imagine reeling in something that weighs nearly 100 pounds? And you're like, what's going to be on the other end of that? Congratulations to him. Very cool. And what a beautiful, beautiful sunrise. Sky 5 bringing us this morning here across Oklahoma City. We are waking up dry. We had the storms overnight, getting some rain in here, and in Oklahoma City, thankfully, not too much in the way of severe weather, but we had a lot of severe weather overnight last night across the northern half of the state. All of those storms now moving into eastern Oklahoma and getting out of here. What we do still see, though, is at least in some areas watching for some flooding issues. This flood advisory in effect here for just a little while longer in Luther, Sparks, out around Bell Cow Lake, Cushing. We had a lot of rain in this area, and that's the reason that flood advisory going on there. If you have an area on your morning commute that typically has water over the road or typically floods, just watch for that this morning. That's what we would be seeing. As you do go farther east out around Henrietta, Okmulgee, back over towards Chakotah, that is where we are seeing the storms now. If you like to go out to Lake Eufaula, getting some fresh rain in the lake right now as storms are moving out into eastern Oklahoma. We do also have one storm that has popped up just to the south of Sumner, and then storms out around Cleveland and Hominy that are moving out to the east. As these storms move to the east, our rain comes to an end, and we will be seeing dry conditions over the next several days. So hopefully you got the rain you needed last night and over the last couple of nights, because our rain chances over the next couple of weeks really not looking very good. Our temperatures this morning in the 60s and 70s. The people who got the rain in the 60s, the people who didn't across southern Oklahoma, much warmer in the 70s. It's 78 in Ardmore, 77 in Altus, 67 here in Oklahoma City. I just love this picture. Sunny shared this with us over on Facebook, sharing the love of gardening with their little one. We always do love seeing your pictures. You can share them with us on Facebook or the ULocal section of the KOCO app. Before panicking, that's not our actual temperature. That's our feel-like temperature. Maybe still a little bit of panicking there. Once you factor in the humidity, these are the temperatures, or these are the feel-like temperatures for today. It'll feel like 98 at 1 o'clock this afternoon, and it'll feel like 103 by 4 o'clock. Plenty of sunshine today, south winds at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Our actual temperatures will be in the mid-90s here in Oklahoma City, 100s across southwestern Oklahoma, and continuing to get hotter as we do go throughout the next couple of days. Quick check of the allergy report. Grass in the high category, mold also in the high category. And here's your 5+5 forecast. All sunshine over the next 4 days. Getting hotter Friday and Saturday. We'll likely see heat advisories issued on Friday and Saturday with feel-like temperatures 100 to 105, in some cases even higher than that. And then thankfully a cold front moves through. I know it's kind of odd to call it a cold front, but it does. It drops our temperatures by 10 degrees, 99 on Saturday, 88 with a north wind on Sunday. Sunday going to be a really nice day across Oklahoma. Now you're up to date on the latest First Alert forecast.
Shelby, thank you. 88 sure looks good when you compare it to 100. Well, we want to get you out the door with your traffic. Sky 5, the only helicopter flying at this hour. Chase, how's it looking up there?
Hey Maggie, yeah, traffic's looking nicely right now. This is I-35 in Waterloo right here near Edmond. And we've come all the way in from Guthrie, and there have been no slowdowns, no accidents along this route, and all the way into Oklahoma City. You should have no problems this morning. It is a beautiful sunrise this morning. You need to take a look at this as you head out the door. Our drive times from I-240 to downtown, 5 minutes. Midwest City to downtown Oklahoma City, just 19 minutes. And Norman to Oklahoma City, 19 minutes. Also, everything's in the green. We're going to take a look at the traffic going back into Oklahoma City. Reporting live from Sky 5, this is Chase Rutledge. Marky, Maggie, back to you. What's it look like of the rest of the city?
Hey Chase, let's take a look at this big map showing no accidents in Norman. If you go this way this morning, you should be good to go. Let's take it back outside for a live look at the Grand Casino Cam down in Shawnee, and it does look like a really beautiful start to the morning. If you're able to get outside and check out the sunrise, it may be worth your while.
All right, 6:50. Here are 5 things you need to know before you head out the door today. Severe weather soaking parts of our state overnight. You probably heard the thunder. You saw that lightning. There are several reports of damage across northern parts of the metro. Storms continue to roll through eastern Oklahoma as we speak.
And several agencies are investigating today after a deadly plane crash in El Reno. You see some of the video here behind me. Initial reports say the pilot was spraying a weed killer when he turned and hit a guide wire. The crash sparked a fire and a fuel spill. That fire was put out and no one else was hurt in that crash. An inmate still on the run this morning. Mark Riffey escaped from a Muskogee prison Monday. He's convicted of rape and kidnapping, among other charges. He is considered dangerous.
And today, the final series of the NBA playoffs tips off tonight. The Golden State Warriors take on the Cleveland Cavs in Game 1 starting at 8 o'clock. You can watch that game right here on KOCO 5. Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein is one step closer to accountability. A grand jury indicted Weinstein on rape and other sex crime charges. He has been free since last week on $1 million bail.
Uber's new panic button has officially hit phones nationwide. The panic button allows riders to call 911 directly from that Uber screen. The move is in response to a series of alleged sexual assaults involving drivers. In most cities, the app will display the rider's location as it updates in real time so they can give that information to 911 operators if it's necessary. Stick with us. We'll be right back. Do you have trouble sleeping? Yes, sometimes I do. Many times I do.
Nothing a good snack can't fix, though. A new study out shows 8 snacks you can eat around bedtime that will help you sleep.